We all know a lot about how schools have always taught, but what do we know about how children actually learn? Breakthroughs over the past few decades have opened up totally new avenues into the understanding how human memory and human motivation work, how the brain works, how a child learns. Our mission at Kohelet Yeshiva Lab School is to bring the new paradigm of child-centered, warm, embracing yeshiva education.
In our lab school, we're taking all of this research and we're applying it in our classroom through these 10 learning principles.
Dream so big and loud, I jump so high, I touch the clouds. Whoa, oh, 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 oh.
By first laying out the context, we help them to draw accurate connections to the things that they already know. If we were teaching Rosh Hashanah, we could start by telling children that Rosh Hashanah is the beginning of the new year. But if we first start by understanding what a calendar is, showing them how the year works, then their learning about Rosh Hashanah, what it means, becomes all the more powerful.
So goal setting is both about knowing what they know right now, but also giving them a target. Once a kid accomplishes a goal, they're ready and excited to do the next. I see it in their eyes, they're excited. I see their energy. They're ready for more.
Having watched my daughter since she's been attending Yeshiva Lab School, I've noticed that the areas where she learns the most is when she goes through these periods of time where she struggles to figure things out. Children are conditioned to see failure as the end of the learning process, when in fact failure is when the best learning starts.
When we design learning experiences that are too easy for students, they often will become bored and not feel engaged in learning. When we design learning experiences that are too hard for students, they often shut down and they also are unengaged in learning. When we work to find that place where things are just a little bit hard, where you have to work to do it, to understand it, and to achieve it, but not too hard that it feels like you can't, finding that sweet spot of learning is part of the fabric of who we are. When we want children to understand the idea of a cloud, what do? We go outside and we look at the clouds. We bring the cloud into the classroom. We create a cloud in a jar as part of science so children can see how clouds work right in front of their eyes.
In order for students to transfer information from their working memory to their long-term memory, we have to make sure that our students are accessing that information throughout the school year. We find that when we do the constant recall of doing Sukkot in the beginning, the middle, and again at the end of the school year, we see that they know the story of Sukkot. They understand why we celebrate. They can give all of the information, and it's really powerful.
I see it when my daughter does something good, either for me or for somebody else, and she doesn't expect a reward for it. It's become second nature to her. It's intrinsic. And it's because of that proactive educational approach.
Children have no control over their world. That's the truth. Everyone controls a child's world for them. In our school, choice is part of who we are. Whether we give children a choice to choose what they play, whether we give children a choice to choose what they want to do first or second, we empower them. We show them that the world is theirs. When we change the dynamic from talking at children to listening to children, to having them contribute what they're thinking, their thoughts, their ideas, their questions, children become invested in their learning. Before Sukkot, we had our students brainstorm questions that they had that they could ask Rabbi Sinensky.
Anybody else have another question that we might add to our list? Yona.
In the Beit Midrash with Rabbi Sinensky, their voice inspired their learning.
הילדים לומדים בכל מקום ובכל זמן החל מהרגע שהם נכנסים לבית הספר, והתפקיד שלנו כצוות מקצועי הוא בעצם ליצור להם כמה שיותר הזדמנויות משמעותיות כדי שיוכלו ללמוד כמה שיותר.
It's just heartwarming to know that they're giving the children the tools and the ability to navigate situations on their own.
Our teachers are constantly working with children to assess them, to observe them, to listen to them, to interact with them. And it's because that's who we are and what we do that the learning that happens here is magical.